Hello everyone, welcome back to Ponderosa North for the love of Bonanza. Well, I have a few more bits and pieces here for you today to share with you, starting with Michael Landon's high school yearbook clipping, I guess. Of course, his name was Eugene Orowitz when he was in high school in New Jersey. Get it straightened out here. It's kind of an interesting little snippet. Oogie, emo, goofing off and listening to Lindy's Adventures in Wonderland. Go to Istanbul with Lindy, Art, and Al in my rod. Okay. Track 234, football, class vice president, varsity club. Interesting. I know he's in track and field. I can't see him in football. But there he is, young Mike, in his high school yearbook. This was an interesting thing I found. It's a little snippet about Mike from Melissa Sue Anderson from Little House on the Prairie. And it reads, "I was his friend and I worked with him up until the year before his death," Melissa Sue revealed about Michael. "He came to my wedding. Got sick right after my daughter was born. In all those years, I've been close to him. For us children, his infidelity was a real blow," Anderson wrote in his memoir. "Although we knew that he could be difficult at times and had his flaws, we could never imagine that he would be able to inflict that pain on his real family. As far as I was concerned, I held him in high moral standard. He had really disappointed me. But I had to get over it and move on. I had to accept it was part of life. He wasn't perfect, and he never said he was." That's referring to his divorce from Lynn No, who he had 4 children with, I believe. But an interesting sort of comment on Michael Landon, that his co-workers were upset that this had happened, and I guess they were friends with Mike's children, Leslie and Mike Jr., so it hit everybody hard, I guess, and him too. But, we're always talking about these guys like they're saints or something, but they were flawed. They had, lives, and they're just like everybody else. They make mistakes and whatever. These drawings from the beginning of the intro to Bonanza have been found. These watercolor drawings, they have been found and have been auctioned off. Probably last, maybe a couple months ago, they were on an auction site, and they were going for a pretty good penny too. I think each one ended up bringing in $4,000 to $5,000 each. I think they were found in somebody's garage. We were talking to Andrew about it at one of our meetings, and yeah, he said somebody just found them in the back of these iconic images. It's just crazy. But anyway, they've been sold, and the person who has them is lucky to have them. They're quite large too. They're 12 by 9 images. Just a few pictures of the guys off camera, like off the set, just to show that they loved each other. It wasn't the Cartwright boys loved each other, but they really did. I mean, look at them. They loved being in each other's company, and that's why Michael was so affected when Dan died, and Lauren too. It was such a blow because it was like a brother. Mike didn't have a brother, so this is me. This is me at the Ponderosa at Incline Village. It was quite a thrill being at the front door of the Ponderosa. This was back in the 90s, I guess. And the other influence that Bonanza's had on me was my horse, Shane. I had a Pinto, paint horse named Shane for quite a while. And, of course, when I got a horse, it had to be a Pinto. Let me see what else I've got here for you. Did you know that throughout the series, the characters faced numerous challenges? Joe experienced 18 shooting incidents. Ben had 14. Haas dealt with 11, and Adam encountered 6. These events significantly shaped their character development and overall narrative. Yes, they were injured and shot a lot. How they survived all this all these wounds and disease, and they're a hardy bunch. That's all I can say. And we all know that Mike suffered well. He was a really good sufferer. Here's a couple of pictures of Dan. This is Dan's wife, Dolphia Parker, who we had the pleasure of talking to at our last online convention. Lovely lady. She came on with her son David, and we had a wonderful chat with her talking about Dan. And she's probably in her 90s now, but she was, very talkative and very lovely and very sweet. And we were just privileged to have her speak to us for probably a good half hour or hour. It was great. I love this picture of Mike, especially because it's an Alfa Romeo that he's got. Lucky him. And he's just the time. It's so 60s. Look at his sock. Remember the socks like that, and the shoes, and the sort of white denims that guys wore? It just encapsulates that era. And good for him. I mean, he finally got some success and was able to buy some nice things for himself. So good for Mike. What else have I got here? Let me see. Oh, here's Dan on Johnny Cash show. I like this picture because he's kind of like Haas-like, but I mean, he was the polar opposite of Haas, Dan Blocker was. But I can't get over the overalls. What is that? And he's got some sort of medallion or something. He wore overalls a lot when he was off camera, but these check ones are quite something. So I will finish off by this little snippet that I found on Dan. On December 10th, 1928, Dan was born in DeKalb, Texas. When he was 6 years old, the family moved to Odell in Lynn County, where his father operated a general store. Dan Blocker attended Texas Military Institute in San Antonio and Hardin-Simmons University before entering Sul Ross State Teachers College here in Alpine in 1947. After playing football for the college and graduating with a BA degree in speech and drama, he refused offers of professional careers in both football and boxing. Wow. He was drafted for combat duty in Korea, where he served as an infantry sergeant. In 1952, he returned to Sul Ross, where he earned an MA degree, and then taught school in Sonora, Texas, and Carlsbad, New Mexico, before moving to California in 1956 to work on a PhD degree in the University of California of Los Angeles. He was so educated, and he's so polar opposite of Haas. It's amazing. Not that Haas was stupid. I mean, he was anything but. During his time, he also worked as a substitute teacher and began his career as a professional actor in Los Angeles. He played the role of Haas Cartwright for 13 seasons from 1959 until his death in 1972 from complications from an operation. NBC's Bonanza, one of the longest running and most popular TV series in history. So there's Dan reading Shakespeare, as you do. And I noticed the ring there is probably some sort of school ring. But yeah, he had a very illustrious academic career, quite a brilliant guy. And that's it. That's all I've got for you today. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time on Ponderosa North for the Love of Bonanza. Bye for now.